Happy Wednesday. We are off to a great start. We discovered that Ezra may or may not have something on his shirt.
Stains. But they're recent. Makes it feel as if I've had them there the whole time. They're recent.
I don't think they're actual stains. I think it's just like water dripped.
Yeah. That's all true.
Yes. So hello for those of you watching live and those of you that are watching on the replay. If you're watching on the replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. And if you're watching live, hashtag replay. And if you're watching live, just, give us a shout. Tell us where you're from and what brings you on the live today. I am Katie. I am an independent consultant and area manager with Arbonne International. We are coming at you live from Omaha, Nebraska, and this is my husband, Ezra.
Hello.
Hi, Melissa. I cannot tell you how excited I am to have Ezra on because I've had my business for 6 years. And in that whole time of experimenting with Facebook Live and doing these sorts of presentations, Ezra's seen a lot of Arbonne presentations, but he's never been a part of one on the internet. So, right?
Right. I just see them peripherally.
That's
and I
right.
hear some great things being said every single time.
Yeah, but sometimes you're just floating in the background, drinking out of Jurassic Park mugs, living your best life. Will you do like a slow turn of the mug? Like,
dun 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 dun.
So we can tell that this is going to be a very serious Facebook Live. So I'm thrilled to be sharing our story about how we came to love the Arbonne 30 and healthy living, and to answer any questions that y'all have about what this life looks like. So Ezra, tell us a little bit about you. What do you do? What do you got going on with yous?
Well, my name is Ezra Cologne. I'm married to this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm an actor, director, educator, and I just finished working in Lynchburg, Virginia at Embark with End Station Theater Company for a 2-week camp teaching students from 11 to 17-year-olds and even younger than that. I think we had some like 7, maybe 1 or well, anyway. Yep, that's what I've been doing my last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and let's talk about Arbonne 30. Like before Arbonne 30, before I started this business 6 years ago, how would you have described your relationship to food and nutrition and working out?
Yeah, I would have described it as scarce mindset around time. So therefore, fast food was an option. Mm-hmm. It makes me think that the way it comes to vision, comes to clarity about the way that I was raised, was food was a thing about comfort. I sought comfort through food. Mm-hmm. And now with the Arbonne 30, where I've taken some of that away, when we have taken that away, God, how many years now?
It would be 5.5 years since we did our first Arbonne 30, but like the,
I burped because I'm drinking fizz. Dun, 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 dun,
and I knew that he was going to. I was like, oh, you're going to drink fizz right before we do this.
Right.
So that happened.
With sparkling water. Dangerous, but necessary skill combination.
Yeah. If you all have a fizz, if you know the fizz, that just splashed on me. If you all know the fizz and you know sparkling water, if you have a favorite combination, like I drink this LaCroix with this fizz, go ahead and throw that in the comments because we're always looking for inspiration. Yeah. I mean, you're doing a pomegranate fizz with the grapefruit sparkling water right now.
I really love the pomegranate fizz with elderberry kombucha. Okay. Not elderberry, excuse me, gingerberry.
The GTs.
The GTs gingerberry.
Gingerberry kombucha.
Yeah, or any kombucha for that matter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you were eating a lot of fast food, and when we met, we were both working as actors in a small town in Virginia, so there weren't a lot of restaurant options. Nope. Time was short, like meal breaks were like an hour or an hour and a half tops, and we were performing all the time, and so you like if food prep wasn't a priority, then fast food was the way the way to go.
Yeah, I
in that
frequented a Chinese restaurant called Great Wall.
So much so that like when you went on tour and you came back, she was like, where have you been?
Where have you been? I was on tour. I was doing this. Or was it great? Diet Pepsi? Yes, please.
Yes.
And I helped put her kids through college. I hope.
I'm sure that you did.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I kept her business alive.
Yes.
And my body dying from the inside.
Right,
out
for sure.
Because it was so much. It was so much, and it was comfort.
Will you talk a little bit about some of the things, I mean, now hindsight, of course, being 2020, like some of the physical ways that manifested itself? Like you were eating fast food and Chinese buffet. And so like what was going on with your bod at that time?
Well, I had a higher metabolism then than I do now. So like,
right. Age. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I just find myself slowing down a lot.
Yeah. But you weren't sleeping very well.
No,
like falling asleep was really difficult for you.
No, I was tested for sleep apnea during that time.
Yeah, and given a CPAP.
Yep.
Yeah. And
a machine.
Yeah. And you also skin stuff. Like I feel like you used to get psoriasis
outbreaks
on your hands.
It's been a long time.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
It's been a long time since I've had that.
It's been a long time since I met you. If you know the lyrics to that song, if you could throw them up, because I obviously don't. So we, just a little bit about our story. I was introduced to Arbonne in 2013, started my business when we were living in Chicago. And then 6 months later, we got married, moved to New Mexico, where we lived for 5 years. And now we're in Omaha, Nebraska. But we did our first Arbonne 30. I started my business in March, but we didn't do our first Arbonne 30 until January. And we were just talking about it before we started this. You don't remember very much about that first Arbonne 30.
What I remember was needing to fit into the costumes and looking good.
So we were
both
we were both in A Midsummer Night's Dream, a Shakespeare play, and it was 7 of us doing a bunch of characters, and we were all dressed in like nude and cream colored linen tank tops, and so it was a lot of like
sleeveless,
shoulders and arms,
some midriffs happening across the way.
Yeah, and we all wanted to feel really good in those clothings because they were like form-fitting. And so for me, I was playing Helena, which was a dream role, and I really wanted to do the Arbonne 30, and you were playing Nick Bottom and Lysander, and that I didn't get the sense that was a dream role for you, but it was important to you to like look and feel good.
It was only later that, and yes, and because I was playing a lover, even though like that, label would restrict me.
Right.
It was still an idea that I had to,
have a certain appearance.
I want a certain appeal.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I think that's where that evolved to the joke of, because everyone was on board.
Yeah,
right?
it's true. Because we were doing it, the entire cast was like taking a look at their gluten consumption and their dairy consumption. No one was drinking alcohol.
It's got in the water.
Yeah, we had friends who had birthdays and we made them gluten-free, dairy-free. Like we made that pineapple upside down cake for Frank with almond flour.
Which was still really
really good, but like we were making accommodations because we were doing the Arbonne 30 during that time.
Yep. That evolved to the joke, I'm gonna get ripped for drowning girls.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna get ripped for all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth.
Clean eating, working out. I'm gonna get ripped for this show. What is it? Yeah, I'm gonna get ripped for it.
Yeah. Did you have any hesitations before we started that first Arbonne 30?
Yes.
What were some of them?
Well, I mean, time was the biggest one, and then like understanding. I wrote notes, so I'm referring back to this. Yeah, I think it's the ones that I've already talked about. Really, like
time and food prep,
comfort. Yeah, it's the way that in retrospect, in hindsight, going back and going, I have a hesitation about giving up bread and sugar because they do something physically to me that produces a good feeling.
A good feeling.
A good feeling, a momentary pleasure.
Yeah. Okay, so we did that first Arbonne 30, and now I would say we live like 80% healthy living, clean eating, 20% pizza, not just beer.
Fair.
And
we just got back from vacation, so
yeah, so we definitely like
everything
have that
out
on the brain.
Yeah.
But I think
we ate gluten, and we went to some wineries.
Yeah, but what's nice about that is that we come back home and immediately like we know what to do to make our bodies feel better.
Good.
Yeah, we went to the gym. He made this really beautiful dinner of like catfish and this salad with lots of greens and vegetables.
And that salad prep, that time thing that I was talking about, has now turned into meditative practices. I didn't really realize that until over the weekend when we were hanging out with Damon and Rebecca, that I said to her, she had commented and said, "Hey, thank you for cutting up all the stuff for the salad." And I said, it was my meditation. Is what I wanted to do. Is what I felt good doing.
What a mindset shift around food.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, instead of it being fast food and time and comfort, being meditation and like personal time and fueling your mind and your body.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah. That's really cool. What are some things? So we do the Arbonne 30, like strict 30 days, probably once a year. And then we do like a reset every 4 months or so. Yeah. And where we're just practicing mindfulness around what we're putting in our mouth. And I feel like every time we do it, new habits emerge.
Yeah, we become more and more constant with it.
Yeah. What are some habits that you've...
Consistency. I mean, the gym time used to be off and on. Thank you, Sean and Frank.
Who are two friends of ours that are both actors as well.
And now we go more consistently. Even if we're course correcting, we don't like stay away for a long time.
Right. Yeah. What about in terms of food? Like what are some food habits that you've discovered in yourself or discovered in me because we do the Arbonne 30?
It's mostly about mindset shifting.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so my relationship with fast food, when it used to be something that was more common, now it's more and more rare because I've associated pain with certain foods like dairy and now beef.
Right, yeah. Ezra is lactose intolerant. Like you are straight up lactose intolerant. And so we had to, I remember us having a conversation about like
cows. Cows are cool.
Yeah, but like milk, cheese, ice cream. And there is something about red meat too.
And meat.
That just does not sit well with you.
Not at all.
So we had to talk about it being sort of like poison for the body.
Yeah.
Because
that was the way you turned to me one day and said, maybe cheese, maybe dairy is poison to you. I remember hearing you and feeling mad about it because you were right. It was true.
Yeah.
Cheese was poison. And that is a mindset shift that has changed for me as well.
Yeah. Any habits that you've noticed, any other habits that you've noticed for you or for me?
Okay. Let me refer to my notes.
Please.
Habits.
I can talk about one for
go for
you.
It. Probiotic in our lives.
Oh my
more
gosh.
And more, and you're brewing it. And you do a good job.
I brew
I'm
kombucha.
waving my hands really close to your face.
Brew kombucha.
I feel proud about probiotics. They're an acquired taste. They're an acquired taste.
Kombucha is totally an acquired taste.
And then one day you have a sore belly from eating something kind of bad, and then you try a little bit, and you're like, oh, I just drink it. Shut up and drink it. Okay.
But now you like it.
I feel better.
Like there are flavors that you like and you like prefer.
And then there's the building of association through good feeling.
Yeah.
You're right. It can go sweeter rather than more vinegary.
Yeah. I think that you are so much more inventive with vegetables than I am. And so just the way like Ezra, earlier this year started to experiment with savory oats. So he was making oatmeal with water, right? With hot water. And then like you would saute zucchini and you would do some like
eat vegetables
over
early
medium
on.
eggs. Yeah. Like for him, his body, the way that he works best is if he has vegetables, like a full like protein, fiber, vegetables at the beginning of the day and a pretty big meal at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
And you have been really committed to having vegetables. So you'll like steam broccoli, or you'll do the cold start broccoli method, which we'll post in the comments because it's such a smart way to do cruciferous vegetables. You would do cabbage for a while, like in the winter when cabbage was in season. Cabbage and Brussels sprouts in the morning, which is not everyone's cup of tea, but like I think that's one of the power of it does kind of smell, but it makes you feel so good.
Indeed.
And I think it's one of the powers of doing this is that you learn what fuels your body. Like you learned that sort of meal at the beginning of the day. Whereas for me, I'm more well suited to like a protein shake and maybe a hard boiled egg, but I don't want to eat that much early in the morning. But for you, that's like.
And also too, I wait till after the workout.
Right.
I don't wake up and go, all right, what am I going to do now?
First 20 minutes, let's cook up some cabbage.
Let's drag the belly. No. I try to pick it up in the first part of the day and then like earn that meal.
Yeah.
Earn that energy meal.
Yeah. Any other habits?
Okay. Intentional eating. Everything we've been talking about. That's a good
one.
Mm-hmm.
That I think is sometimes something that people go their entire lives without ever finding or desiring.
Yeah. That one's, because of time, it's easy to look the other way. Or we think.
Yeah, but it's
not
important.
Easy on the body. Yeah. No,
so important.
Yep.
Because I also think when you get stressed out, your stomach hurts. And so like pain, like you have pain sometimes, but it hasn't been for a long time because you're really intentional about eating.
Yeah. Sometimes I think I subconsciously hurt myself with certain foods.
Ding.
It's true.
Okay. So I want to take a look
Lisa.
just at, my mom's on.
Hi, Mom.
I want to take just a look at like some of we talked about fast food, but I wanted to share the triglyceride story because I think it's really interesting how quickly nutrition can change our bodies. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about what happened?
Sure. I might ask you for prompts and questions to help along the way to help steer, where we're going, because I finally ended up taking a day with some health insurance and going to see the doctor, getting a checkup.
This was like 8 years ago. It was like prior to Arbonne. Yeah.
And I said, all right, come in, do the thing. Let's get some blood drawn on you. Because, I said, they asked me about like my conditioning, how things were going. Sometimes I get like a lightning feeling in my chest.
And they were like,
and that was the face. They were like, oh my God, you what?
And you were like 29 or 30 at the time.
And I said, yeah, I get a little bit of pain. That's okay though? No, that's not. Let's get you some blood drawn and find out where you're at. And so I go for the blood drawn test, and I stop along the way at Wendy's because I was hungry. Time.
Right. Fast food was a habit at that time.
3 bacon cheeseburgers. And then I go get the blood drawn, and the nurse was immediately concerned and worried, so much so that she tried to get a hold of me. I'm sure I was in rehearsal or something, and then got a hold of you, right?
Emergency called contact. Your mom.
Called my mother.
Were you living in Virginia? She called your mom in Georgia. Case. Yeah.
Called my mother and alerted her as to my triglyceride levels.
Because it was something like your triglycerides were supposed to be in like the 100 range, and they were at like 10,000.
They were at 2,400. It was like there was enough to get her incredibly worried.
Like she thought you were dying. Yeah.
Come in now. Excuse me. Fist stick. Bam, 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 bam.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. So I go in, get the she's like, you need to get on Lipitor, you need to get on all these medicines, you need to do this.
They wanted to prescribe you like medication immediately.
And I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to do the medicine. Let's try something else. And they said, okay. Well, change your diet at least. They didn't know about the whole
At least,
please have one hot meal a day. They didn't know about 3 bacon cheeseburgers, but they did. I did tell them about the Chinese restaurant every day, and like that was the thing. They're like, you can't eat. Don't do that anymore. You have to eat salmon and
Black beans and
avocados, and you need to change some things. And I was like, okay. I said, yeah. I remember we went on a trip, and we stopped at Ruby Tuesdays, and I only had like some. That was
we went to the salad bar.
Oh, we went to the salad bar. I think that was the only reason, because we haven't been to a family restaurant in years.
Oh yeah, we went there because of the salad bar and because we were in like rural Tennessee or something.
Yeah. That's a big habit that's changed. Is our cooking together period. Okay, so anyway, so I changed about a month later. She looked at
like 10 days.
10 days later?
It was,
She looked at she did the blood work again. We checked it out. And she said, what? How come? And she showed me the numbers, and I saw that it jumped down like 1,000, 1,200 points. She's like, what happened? I said, I did the thing that you said. I said, I ate salmon and avocados. She's like, but how come I don't understand. And I said, well, and that's when I remembered before I got there, I ate 3 bacon cheeseburgers. Do you think that might have had something to do with it? And she like stared at me like I had wasted her time, kind of stare.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that blood drawn affects like immediately
the fat in your blood.
Food.
Yeah.
And she said, oh, well, that would be the reason why.
I love that story because it's such a clear example to me and to us about like what nutrition can do. Yeah. Like how quickly we can change the condition of our body based on what we put in our mouth. And I'm glad that happened to you.
She was concerned I was going to die.
I mean, like wanted to put you on medicine stat. You were 30 years old.
Those hamburger pills.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. So I want to talk a little bit about, I know a lot of this has been anecdotal, but I think it's really important because I imagine there are people watching who have a history with fast food, who have habits of convenience eating, who are eating for comfort, and don't know what it feels like to fuel your body with whole foods, with plant-based foods. So I want to talk really briefly about the Arbonne products that come with the Arbonne 30, and then talk about like what a day in the life of Arbonne 30 looks like, especially for us because we're with people, we're on our feet, just as actors, like the way that it was just water. We use our body and our minds. There's not any passive time in what we do. So we have to be operating at like maximum functionality. So here's what comes with the Arbonne 30. There's 7 products with some options. There's protein. The protein shake mix comes in vanilla and chocolate. There is our fiber, which is a soluble fiber. Each serving is 12 grams of fiber, which is about half of our daily recommended value. Most Americans don't get that. Fizz sticks, which we love to replace the coffee and the soda and the energy drink. It's in the Jurassic Park mug. Citrus and pomegranate. Although, did y'all see Arbonne posting the blackberry photo and the green apple photo and the strawberry photo? If you think it's fizz sticks, please give us a emoji. So that'll be your screenshot. The Digestion Plus probiotic, which is the gut health that we were talking about, like probiotics, muffin top eraser, so good for your skin, so good for your hair and nails growth, just good for overall gastrointestinal health. The Herbal Detox Tea, which is great for filtering liver and kidneys, but doesn't taste like dirt.
True.
There's a body cleanse, which is lemon ginger, and it has magnesium and choline and aloe, and it's really gentle for the gastrointestinal tract.
That one's really good.
Yeah, it is good. And then the greens balance, which is a greens powder that is 1 serving of fruits and vegetables, but phytonutrients from like 37 fruits and vegetables. So those are the products that help you get through a day when you're relying on convenience food. So will you kind of talk through what like a day in the Arbonne 30 life looks like for you? Like, what are you eating? How are you moving?
I think it's about preparation, to be honest with you, and the night before. So have an idea about what you're going to do. Like a typical day would be overnight oats. That is something that needs to happen.
Overnight oats is amazing.
Before. Yeah. You got to plan that. And then, all this. And then like there's at least protein shakes along the way to snack on. Hummus, carrots. Hummus in anything really. Well, not anything. You can't dip a double bacon cheeseburger, although you probably could.
But you shouldn't.
And you shouldn't. And I'm not going to do that. Y'all, I haven't eaten fast food in so long.
Yeah.
That sounds so silly to even go, let me dip a burger in hummus. So hummus snack. And then usually I like that we've discovered our own favorite kind of pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Like our gluten-free pasta.
Brown rice pasta.
Brown rice pasta.
Brown rice
Our
pasta.
vegan mac and cheese is a good just for texture.
Ezra makes like a cashew cheese that with brown rice pasta is like a vegan mac and cheese.
Nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
I will say that I'm very thankful for the Arbonne 30 menus, the weekly menus. That helps. Even if I don't eat all of those, it takes out some of that time for planning.
Right, and gives us ideas about what we can eat. So like a burrito bowl, oh my gosh. And Ezra is of Puerto Rican descent, and so rice and beans is something that's sort of, it's the comfort food, but we can do it in a healthy way.
Yes.
We can do brown rice, and we can do beans with like winter squash and just lots of vegetables in it. We can do that. Yeah. Yeah, the turkey and sweet potato chili recipe, like that's a regular rotation.
That's what it all kind of ends up going toward, is more like the chili and the... not all the time.
Yeah, but you, when you're looking for the comfort, like that, those sorts of foods fit the bill and they're fuel for your body.
Yep. And you can make them for multiple days.
Yeah. That helps with the time thing too.
The big salad. What's one of our favorite salads that we do?
I really like to do tuna salad in bell peppers, but I use avocado and tahini instead of mayonnaise.
Broccoli salad. That's the one. I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Ones that are great for a couple days. Even better in the fridge.
Yeah. Broccoli salad is, it's an ambitious kitchen recipe, and it like checks Arbonne 30 boxes. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Food prep. All right. So let's talk about like any changes. I mean, a lot of times people will focus on weight loss, and yes, weight loss is great, but I have not been sick in 6 years. And as an actor, that's really important to me. Like I prioritized that years ago when I didn't have health insurance. And so knew like getting sick wasn't an option. And every job that I had required me to be on my feet. And I was on tour and there wasn't an understudy. And so
it's all true. You're just like checking boxes.
Yeah. And
knocking things off.
Weight loss is important, sure. But what I am really interested in is living to be 100.
Investment in future life.
Yeah. I want to be healthy for as long as I have this body.
Amen.
And so if that's the case, then the choices I'm making are in order to like maintain my physical health at a really high performance level.
Yeah.
So anyway, weight loss is great, but I think physical health is super important. And thus my question for you is, any changes? No for you. Yep. Any changes that you've noticed in your energy levels, in sleep, in
Let's go
skin,
through those.
in mood? Yeah.
Energy, less midday drag. Boom. Mood, better because of mindset work, but it's better. Definitely. I'm more prone to get up a little bit earlier and understand and take advantage of the morning has secrets to share. Sleep, deeper.
Yeah.
More dreams. And sometimes that's not always great, but more restful sleep.
Yeah.
And then skin is definitely clearer.
Yeah.
I feel it when I get off the Arbonne 30. Next day, I celebrate with a beer and a pizza and a movie, and then bink, hello.
Yeah.
Bink, 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 hello.
Yeah. You noticed it in your facial skin. I think you noticed it in your scalp. I noticed it in your back. Like the skin on your body is clearer when we're doing Arbonne 30. Clearer. Yeah. And then your feet. Like the skin on your feet is healthier.
Yeah.
That's such a very strange and specific thing, but like your feet. Yeah. And for me too, like energy levels, like I love being able to wake up and it's not like into the day. It's like, let's get this day. Like, let's go. And to have that energy, especially when you're doing work that you feel strongly about, to have that energy all the way throughout the day until you rest your head at night and then sleeping through the night, I think is so important. Mood has been a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Mood is huge. The way that I talk to myself and the way that I talk to the world is so much better because I'm treating my body well.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just go through and look at the questions. Some of the questions that we've had are some of the things that people have said.
Kombucha and fizz.
Kombucha and fizz.
Strawberry
Rachel, what's your fave protein shake recipe? What's your favorite protein shake
recipe?
recipe?
Well, my go-to is chocolate, banana. Oh, chocolate protein. Banana, almond milk, and cinnamon. There's something about that little combination that
a little bit of cinnamon.
A little bit of cinnamon in there.
Mm-hmm.
I might throw a dash of salt. Like, there's something about that combination that reminds me of s'mores.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't. Because the Arbonne chocolate protein is
so good.
Insane.
Yeah, so good. I think my favorite recipe is vanilla protein shake mix, frozen berries, almond milk ice, and the juice of a lemon. It tastes like lemon berry. It is lemon berry. And oh my God, I like in the summer, I crave it. I could have it every day. Even better when our mint and basil plants are really going. And I throw that in there too, mint and basil.
Where did they go?
Vivian's watching them.
We just came back.
We just got back. Yeah. We woke up at 5:45 Eastern time, which is 4:45 Central time, which is where we're at right now. So we are cooking with gas.
Yeah.
Other
mint and basil, baby.
Questions. Yeah, your all's comments are so good. Yes. Okay, so let me just talk about like the money of the Arbonne 30 real quick. It's about $10 a day. So, and you get a lot for that $10 a day. You get enough to do 2 protein shakes a day as meals if you want to. You get the fiber product, which is going to help make you feel more full. You get that probiotic, which that right there is worth $10 a day. The Digestion Plus probiotic. Muffin top eraser, skin clearer, like hair and nail grower. It's so good. The energy fizz sticks, so you get 60 of those, so you can have 2 energy fizz sticks a day.
Love those.
I cannot tell you how much I love them. I do I call it my morning cocktail. If you follow me on Instagram, KBC Woman of the World, I regularly post about my morning cocktail.
Our house is never without
apple cider vinegar.
No.
It's so good for you. It's anti-inflammatory, and if you like kombucha,
someday.
I know you're working.
I'm working.
So I do Fizz Stick, Digestion Plus probiotic. The skin elixir is legit, y'all. The Arbonne skin elixir, that like collagen builder, hyaluronic acid, so good. And then I do a little whoop of apple cider vinegar, and that's my morning cocktail, and it makes me feel like Captain Marvel.
I can. You are Captain Marvel.
Thank you.
I can get close to you now. I used to had to stay
because I was so vinegary
while the drink itself was the thing.
Yeah, but now you're accustomed to it, or I changed.
No, little by little, day by day, like I got closer and closer accustomed. Yeah, sure. And then I just tried one day because I was reading a little bit. I was like, well, what is this? What's going on here? And so in the research, I found a couple things, especially when I was intermittent fasting, which you don't recommend unless you're like really wanting to do it. But it helped with that for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah. So the products, detox tea, body cleanse, and greens balance. And now it's super customizable. So you're definitely going to get the detox tea and you're definitely going to get the probiotic, but you get to choose your flavors for the protein. You get to choose your flavors for the fizz, citrus or pomegranate, vanilla or chocolate. And then you get to choose 2 of the 3: fiber, body cleanse, greens balance. But whoop, so good. So that's the Arbonne 30. If you have any questions, now's the time to throw them up. But before we go, Ezra, your 5 favorite Arbonne products of all time.
Protein shake.
1.
Fizz.
2.
Face cleanser.
3.
Charcoal soap.
4.
And the shave gel.
5. 5 things. 5 things. Which cleanser do you use?
The one that has the faded letters on the bottom. The one that has the cream pump.
The RE9.
RE9 cleanser.
Yeah.
That's the one. It's now.
The faded letters on the bottom. It's true, but
it goes with us everywhere, so it gets rubbed.
Yeah.
Off the side, gets shush.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, those are good ones. The charcoal soap bar. I'm really glad that you like that product. I'm glad that they made it a permanent catalog thing because it used to just be holiday. So it's cool that you.
Yeah, I feel cleaner with it. It's weird to go back. When I did the vacation, I had to buy Dove bars of soap.
Right, there were like 2 days where Ezra's Arbonne products hadn't arrived in Virginia.
Right,
so he went and bought
travel soaps.
Yeah.
And I could feel the difference.
Yeah, it's gross, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
I think
it
feels kind of, it feels like a film
the
on
layer,
your skin. Yeah.
The layer, and then that goes away, and charcoal feels like it gets deep, clean kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to do another one of these in the other group, the Making a Difference Every Day, about like the business and the way that that's changed our lives. Yeah. But for now, that's us. About the Arbonne 30. If you do have questions and you're not watching this live or you think of them later, just post them in the comments. I'll be sort of watching the feed. And thank you all so much for tuning in. And
thank you.
Have a great Wednesday.
Go get 'em.
Bye.